Let's talk about Star Wars. I'm sure you're well aware of all of the stuff that's going on in the fandom right now. The woman who is directing Rey, the new Star Wars movie that's coming out, I think they have it for 2025 or 6. It's supposed to start filming this year. That director has said some pretty dumb things recently, which caused people to go back and look into just about every interview she's ever done. And, of course, the reason why she was hired to direct this movie starts to become clear. Like the fact that she's an activist first. She's an accidental filmmaker. All of her art has activism in it. It's the heart of her art. She has ties to WEF, Hillary Clinton, and so much more. These are the reasons she was hired to direct this movie. Nothing else matters to Kathleen Kennedy. And so naturally, this upsets Star Wars fans. So the media has to damage control. You see articles like this from Forbes, Screen Rant, another Screen Rant, the Mary Sue. Then you have Star Wars shills coming out trying to defend her, saying, these men are just sexist. They're all so sexist, man. Completely ignoring the reason why people are criticizing her. And Star Wars Theory kind of puts it best here in this quote, and I agree with him. Anyone who supports Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy by saying men don't want women creators are grifting hard to spin a nonsensical narrative. No one complained about Patty Jenkins' pilot movie. She talked about making a dope film that meant a lot to her and her dad. Sharmeen is an activist who makes it about gender. If a dude said that, I'd have a major problem with it because it'd imply I'm in that group. I'd imagine women should feel the same with her remarks. I 100% agree with him there. Nobody complained about Patty Jenkins when she was going to do Rogue Squadron. I think they were just going to call the movie Rogue Squadron, right? And he's 100% right here. She came out talking about how excited she is to make it. It was special to her. Shared Star Wars with her dad and stuff like that. Like, that's great. That's exactly what I want to hear as a fan. You're doing this because you're excited to do it, and it's special to you. All this director has done is come out and talk about how she wants to make men uncomfortable. Even though that was said 8 years, I guess, before she became the director of this movie, it still matches up with the things that she's saying today. And that's another little spin they're trying to do. They're trying to say, oh, well, this was said 8 years ago. It doesn't mean she's going to do this in this movie. Yes, she is. Her content is about activism. All of the shit that she does is about gender. Oh, but I'm sure that this movie isn't going to have some big form of activism in it. Get the hell out of here. You know it will. This is just another death nail for mainstream Star Wars. But Theory is 100% right here. Nobody complained about Patty Jenkins. I don't remember if this happened before or after Wonder Woman 1984, which is a bad movie. But I was willing to give her a chance. She had good things to say. I'm sure, honestly, she probably would have made a fine Rogue Squadron movie. I'm sure it would have been okay. I don't know if it would have been amazing, but it didn't sound like she had bad intentions. But she's not working for him anymore. I wonder why. Kathleen Kennedy probably wanted her to do some kind of bullshit in it, and she probably didn't have any interest in making an activism movie about fighter jets in space. So, respect to her for walking away from that bullshit. But anyway, check this out. This is interesting. So we have some possible details for the current scripts, because apparently there's 2 that are being shopped around, at least according to WDW Pro, who I think is a pretty good guy. So I'm willing to entertain some of the rumors he brings out. And I think this one is rather interesting if it's true. Now, keep in mind, this is all rumor, but I still think it's funny. And honestly, this one, I'm going to go over, there's two of them. This doesn't sound that crazy to me because of the fact that Disney is obsessed with Reylos and all this stuff. So listen to this. This is the craziest shit. And if this is true and this becomes the movie, what a disaster. WDW Pro relayed. So there are two iterations of the Rey script that I'm aware of that I can't talk about according to rumor. And those are apparently early on in development. The idea was that Rey would be pregnant with a child, and then off screen, she would have become pregnant somehow through the Force ghost of Kylo Ren in a way that would have been explained but not presented on screen. They could not have Rey be pregnant with any other person other than Kylo Ren, and that was to, exactly as he puts it here, make the Reylo fans happy. And of course, it would be a daughter who's about 9 years old. And that daughter was going to be training in the new Jedi Temple with Rey and other Padawans. That this 9-year-old daughter was going to combine the light and the dark and form a new type of Jedi. He continued, they were then going to face off against Darth Plagueis. Well, apparently he was going to be back, and then that was in the first iteration of the script, and it sounds like that's been walked back. The other version is Rey and Finn fighting a bad guy, which honestly would be a better movie. Force ghost pregnant. Apparently, how this was going to happen is from the kiss. So when he died to save Rey, his essence went in her and impregnated her through some Force shit, making a true Skywalker child that would fix it would address her being a Palpatine. But how is that not still Palpatine winning by pretty much combining himself with Skywalker blood? Just dumb bullshit. So I hope this is true because this is the cringiest shit I've ever read. And that makes me think that it's probably true because Lucasfilm is nothing but a cringy bullshit garbage company now. So anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed, hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble and Locals, and I will see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my Locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my Locals.